All right, so we're talking about a financial runway. What is a financial runway? And I learned this from some book I read years ago. So a financial runway is the amount of money, that you have to carry yourself through the tough phases in business. So for instance, like I had a job, I was working at AT&T that did cable installs, a guy driving the truck around, I'll install your cable. So what I had to do was make sure I had enough cash to where it will last me those months or years in business that my business would have a deficit. Say if you make 50,000 a year, right? 50,000 a year, your expenses, I mean, if you start cutting back all the fun stuff and like the bare bones expenses, you spend what, 2 grand a month, right? Let's just say rent, car, depending on where you're living at, food and like a little bit of fun because you still have to live. So let's just say 2 grand. So 2 grand, yeah, you make 50,000 a year. So let's just say if you can set aside 1 or 2 grand a month, meaning or 700, 800, or $1,000 a month. That means you can have, let's just say in 2 years, let's say 25 grand. Let's say 25 grand in 2 years, and you're and once you quit your job, you have $25,000 cash to fund your business because you still got to spend money on marketing, employees, the build out, or if it's online, you got to spend money on marketing and then a lot of educational stuff. So you got 25 grand. That means when you're buying or selling a product, or if you're doing an info product and there's really no cost of goods involved, you don't have to worry about having that much of a high buy-in. So that means that 25 grand will go further. But if you're buying a tripod at $10 and you're selling it for $15 and you got a $5 margin, it's going to take some money to buy 100 tripods and trying to sell them at $10 and then trying to sell them for $15. So your financial runway, that'll keep you afloat. I mean, that's your amount of cash that you have to keep you going. So whenever you're about to start a new venture or business or another side business, make sure you got enough cash on hand to support the months where you're in a deficit, because not all businesses start in the black. I mean, you might start in the red. You might have to spend $30 on a domain name. You're spending $15 just to keep the website up. You're spending $100 a day, or let's say $500 a month in ads. And before you start getting your first customers or your first little clout, you're gonna have to spend money on it. So financial runway, make sure you have enough money set aside that you can use in those months or years in business that you're not making money, because not all businesses start off day one turning a profit. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.